Hey, everybody, welcome to our broadcast. I haven't been online for quite a while, but I thought I'd just give you an encouraging word. I was sitting in the unit this morning reading, and I was reading Dr. Barkley's magazine. He's got a really good article. I just want to encourage you on a few points that he has in it. The actual article is what to do when you've really blown it. Now, everybody's blown it before. Some people have lived a life of blowing it, and it's just been, problems all over the place. But I just want to hit some of these points and encourage you on this as we are here at the beautiful Pacific Ocean. And we've had a really nice time over here. On Friday, tomorrow, we are going to be live. And so join us at 10 o'clock California time, and we'll pick back up on our live stream, like live stream. This is pre-recorded, and doing it in between the different things that we're doing. But anyway, going back to Dr. Barkley's article, what to do when you've really blown it. In this, he talks about the prodigal son. Now, I'm not going to talk and encourage you on what to do when you've really blown it, but some characteristics that he's shown about the prodigal son on his way back, in coming to himself, realizing, hey, this isn't working, and servants in my father's house are better off than I am. I think it's some things that is really we can look at because there are behaviors that stop us from pursuing and mess us up along the way, or gives us the avenue of how to go. Now, this story is found in Luke chapter 15 between verses 10 and 32. So if you want to go there and read it, you can read there. But first of all, he says that the prodigal son thought the grass was greener on the other side. Now, isn't this true for all of us? This is how we blow it. Is we see something that entices us, we think it's going to feel good, it's going to whatever, we put the wording around it is, but it always looks better over there. And it's not until you get over there that you can see that the grass is pretty much the same as it was back there. And I've heard this story over and over again, especially within the addictive world of, because we've dealt with a lot of drug addicts in the ministries. I'm going to move away and get away from all the people that I know. Well, it doesn't matter where they move to, because the person they know here is over there also. May have different color of hair, may have a different name, but it's the same person, going to get them the same and affect them the same way. They've got to learn how to change the dynamics of themselves. This is something that the prodigal son did not understand. He was craving to be his own boss. Oh my goodness. And make his own decisions without the input of any leadership. Man, let's just walk away from everything that God has established, because this is what people do all the time. They think they know how to do it. And if any leadership comes in their life, tells them, they'll find something in their life to point to try to justify themselves and bring them down, or to equalize the playing field. Very few people can walk away from their own thinking. And this is why I talk in Romans 12:2 so often about you have to change the way you think. God set it up. God has given gifts. If you can't listen to somebody in your life, if what they say, you've got to mix your thought process, you and I will never get out of the situation that we're in. This is the setup to how the prodigal son fell. Number 3, he took his inheritance and went out and blew it on himself, having a blast doing all that he ever wanted. Now, this is another key. Something like 97% of all Americans live paycheck to paycheck. They don't have the money for a $500 emergency without going to, a credit card or something like that. People are short-sighted, and they want to take what they have and spend it on what they feel right now. This is why so many households are struggling financially. Oh, I just got to have this. Oh, I just got to do this. And there's no real plan to put the trajectory to make life work long term. I've got a message that I'm working on this. I've never heard anybody preach about it, but it's I think it's going to be powerful. But it really deals with the fact that most people are short-term thinkers. They're short-term visually on what they're wanting to do. That's why every decision they make is about how they feel right now. They don't think through, what is this going to affect in my life down the road? This is one of the things that the prodigal son never did. I don't want you to do that. Start gearing yourself to be a long-term thinker. Neither the father nor the elder brother nor any other servants went after him to coerce him to return. They stayed back to keep the ranch in order so that the prodigal would have something to come back to. This is another big kicker. Everybody wants to chase people down. Give people permission to live their lives. Yes, if they ask you, if the door's open to help them, but I hear so often, well, I just love them and I want to help them. If you really love them the way that God loves them, give them the right to make the decision for their own life. When they get to the place like the prodigal son where they realize this isn't working and I can't do this on my own, then they will seek the avenue. And if you're back at the ranch, the church, and you're holding the fort together and you've got open arms, they have a place to come back to. Realize this: if you're the person that blew it, if you're the prodigal son, there's somebody keeping the doors of the church open so you can return to it. Come back to where the leadership is, to where the help is, so that you can walk in the freedom. The son was restored to everything that he walked away from. The next one was, thank God that he finally came to himself and returned home admitting that he was absolutely wrong. This is a problem. Nobody likes to be wrong. And very few people come to themselves. They always blame it. They blame this, that, the other. That nobody takes responsibility for what they live in. It's very, very, I can't say nobody because some people do, but it's very, 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 very rare. And because it's always somebody else that made me do it. No, you made the decision. Yes, people do things that hurt, that set us up for whatever, but we're the one that makes the decision about how we're going to respond to it. And I can't tell you how many people I've counseled that their life is just, it's not working the way they wanted to. And it's this person, it's that person, it's this job, it's that job, it's this boss, it's that boss. And they go through all the things. But the one thing they have a really hard time with is, I'm the one making the decisions. I brought myself to this place. And so the next one is, he was more than willing to be a servant and not expect to return to his sonship. He just wanted back in. And this people see, if you've held a position, if you held something and you walked away, a lot of people want to come back. They want to negotiate their position. They want to get restored. They want to get back in. No, he was willing to sweep the floors. He was willing to cut the grass. He said, I'm not worthy to be a son anymore. I want to be a servant. I'm willing to be a servant. And it was only by the mercy and the faithfulness of the Father that he was restored back. Until we come to that place where we are willing to restore, we are willing to recognize that it is our fault we are in this place. Just let me back in. That's where God can really use us and restore us. Upon his return, he had no negotiations, no demands. I kind of hit this in the last point, is when he came in, he was ready to be the servant. He didn't come back with a list of I wants and everything like that. He just wanted to be back in God's house. Thank God we have the same privilege when we blow it. No matter how low we go, there is a path in God, forgiveness and restoration. You got to realize this. The devil is the accuser of the brethren. When you've really blown it, he's going to beat you up on it. No, there is a pathway back. Accept what God has done for you. I remember a young man I was talking to. He had murdered somebody. He was in our home. He got away with the murder. It was in another part of the country. I don't know anything about the murder, but he could not accept forgiveness because he knew what he did. And we worked with him, but he could never come to that place. See him every once in a while sitting on a street corner, something like that, homeless, but he will not allow himself back into right standing with God. You've got to know there's a pathway back. And that's it. And so I want to encourage you that no matter how bad you've blown it, if you want, I think you can go to marktbarkley.com and download this. It's got some good articles in it. This one's especially good. I've only taken the points of the prodigal son. He gives other things on how to get back restored. I'd encourage you to get it. But I just want to encourage you today as we're soaking in the sun. It's not too sunny today, and we don't soak in sun. But, it was a metaphoric statement. Be strong in the Lord. I'll see you tomorrow on our live stream. God bless you all.